What do these two items have in common, or how do they work together? The question may be, to test the water pressure in the home, one needs to have a gauge, something similar to this. This would screw onto one's hose pipe, and if testing, be certain that all the water in the house is turned off. So, and then turn the water on once one's secure that the water's turned off in the house, then turn the spigot on once this is screwed on. Now, one caveat here, just be certain, it's hard to reiterate this, but there's a rubber bushing in here, so make sure this rubber bushing does not fall out. If this rubber bushing that falls out, the water may spew in various directions, and it could perhaps not give you as accurate of a reading as you would like. So now one may ask, well, what is the proper water pressure for a home? The proper water pressure for a home is normally in the range of 65 to 75 psi. Anything under 50 is on the low side. Anything over 75 to 80 is starting to get towards the high side. Anything 90 to 100 or perhaps over 80, one needs to reduce the pressure. So one may ask, well, how is the pressure reduced? Simply this gadget here on the right, this is called a pressure reducing valve. Now, if you're not skilled plumber, you may need to call your heating and air conditioning, your plumber or HVAC guy or whoever's familiar with the plumbing, or your handyman or whatever. And just be sure, it may be, say, a $350 job, perhaps, plus or minus. I'm not sure what other people charge. And then it plus the cost of the pressure reducing valve, I'm not certain. It may be 60 to 180, $100 now. I'm not certain on that. So you're talking about maybe a $450 job. However, if it protects the life expectancy of your hot water heater, of your other utilities, etc., you can kind of put it in perspective. All things are relative, whether it's worthwhile to do. And now, if you have CPVC pipes in your house, it would be incumbent upon one to consider doing this. But basically, if you get your pressure right, just to save the life expectancy. Otherwise, you're susceptible to having more leaks. You may have the recurring plumber coming back with recurring leaks. And this is still not a panacea. You still may have leaks even using a pressure reducing valve. So it's not, it's not a panacea, but it may mitigate certain factors, and lower the amount of breaks you have. It could elongate the life expectancy of the hot water heater, your kitchen sink, etc. So the question, we have two items here. The item to the left is to measure the pressure. The item to the right is to reduce the pressure. Now, if there is no pressure reducing valve installed on the system, and the pressure reads between 65 to 75 psi, you may be good. You may not use this. But if your pressure reads somewhere in this, say, this little black line here, if it goes up to somewhere between the range of say 75, 80, over 100, you may want to consider having your plumber. So if you hear the plumber talk about, we need to change the PRV valve, that's an acronym for pressure reducing valve, just a simple term. So once it's installed, this little gadget on top, if you loosen this nut here, and if you turn this clockwise, I like the one that you can put like a wrench on it, because it seems like more than they make one that has where you can do it with a flathead screwdriver, but this just seems like it gives a little bit more surface area to turn it. But if you rotate this clockwise, you should notice your pressure increase here. To decrease the pressure, turn it counterclockwise. I think this is right. If the plumbers could add this to the comments, that would be wonderful. So we take this, and if we need this pressure reducing valve will normally get you in the range of 25 to 75 psi. So it will keep you somewhere in that range. So in the ideal pressure would be 65 to 75 psi. So first we just simply get this gadget here. We go over here and we go to the hose pipe, and we find our faucet, and we simply just begin to screw it on, and then to determine whether we need a pressure reducing valve or not. And we bring this down. We're going to ignore the red line for this particular case, but we're going to watch this little black needle here, and then we're going to turn the hose pipe counterclockwise to turn the hose pipe on. And now the hose pipe is at full blast, so we're reading about 75 psi. So in this particular case, this particular home water line would not need a pressure reducing valve. Now, if this pressure jumps up to 80 to 100 or 78, 80 to 100, it may be worth entertaining the thought to put a pressure reducing valve in. But this home here has no pressure reducing valve. Therefore, the pressure is at, say, around 75 plus or minus. So this is a good water pressure. Again, the ideal water pressure may be between 65 to 75 psi. So no pressure reducing valve needed here. Anything above 75 psi, a pressure reducing valve may help, and it may lower the pressure in your home. So this is how you test the water pressure, and then if you need a pressure reducing valve, the other gadget is a pressure reducing valve. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.